Hello. Uh, I was trying to come up with a way to answer your questions all in a long email, and I thought actually doing a video where I explained everything as I just did it would be easier for everybody. So I have my coworker Riley here with me behind the camera.
Hey.
And I'm gonna give Riley a reading, and we're gonna talk through giving a reading for another person as we do that reading. So the first thing I do is just shuffle the cards a few times to warm them up, and then I'm gonna have Riley cut the deck in half. Some people have the querent cut the deck into thirds or cut the deck a bunch of times. I just have them do it right in half, but it's a good idea to get them to handle the deck a little bit. Because depending on how you look at it, it can put some of their energy into the deck. It also serves the purpose of getting them sort of connected to the deck and sometimes less intimidated by it. So we're just gonna shuffle this deck a few more times, and you don't have to do the shuffle pattern that I do. This is just how I like to do this. So we've shuffled a bit, we've gotten some of Riley's energy into the deck. Now in terms of the spread that I use, it's a simple spread. But I think it's really effective in reading for another person because it basically enables me to just tell a story. Can you see the cards on the table?
That's what I'm trying to. I might have to horizontal.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to lay out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what these represent is our past, our present, and our future. And then we have these two cards here, which are our connector cards. So this is what brought us from here to here. And this is what will bring us from here to here. So if we like this, we do this. If we don't like this, we avoid this. And what this does when giving a reading for another person is it avoids a potential sort of doom and gloom scenario with saying, oh, well, everything's going to turn out badly and there's nothing you can do. This brings in choice. So we have an outcome, but we have what brings us to that outcome. And therefore, there's always an option to get away from a negative outcome. And then I like to have this card here just sort of as an extra little thing. So when the reading is done, we flip this card over and it will just sort of bring an extra little element into the reading. So here we have our Three of Cups. I'm not really going to go through as though this were a real reading, but I'm going to sort of explain how this would normally go. So I would talk about the past and what led us here, and talk about what the Three of Cups represents. And then I would go into our Four of Cups. It's interesting that we have a 3 and then a 4. And talk about where we are. But then I would spend a lot of time here talking about how we got from here to here. That our Ace of Pentacles represents whatever energy brought us from what formed the situation into where we are now. And same with here, that this is sort of the direction that we're headed in right now, and this is what's going to get us there. So I would talk about our future, our Knight of Wands. This is the state that we are going to end up in, and this is what's going to bring us here, bring us there rather. So that will, and so it's a narrative, right? And it's all about creating a narrative in response to the person's question. And the more we can learn about the person, the more questions that they can ask us, or the more questions we can ask them to learn more about their situation, the better. There are some readers who are like, don't tell me anything. I just want to let the cards speak to me. I'm not one of those readers. I like to know as much as I can know so that I can then better understand what we're doing here. So for the story of this reading, Riley, do you mind if I tell this musician the story of your reading?
No, it's fine.
Okay. So for the story of this reading, we start out in this beautiful place of celebration. And then we move into this place of distraction, right? So we move from celebration to distraction, and we have a change in physical circumstances, right? Our suit of coins represent earth and the element of, represent things, the material world, the element of earth. And so we have a change in our circumstances, a change in physical circumstances that led us from this place of joy to this place of distraction. And then we have, in our future, a place of rapid action, a place, our Knight of Swords, not of Swords, our Knight of Wands. Wands pertain to the element of fire, and our Knight of Wands is literally on fire. You can see this person has flames coming out of their armor. So how do we get from this place of distraction to this place of quick movement? We do it from our Queen of Wands, and our Queen of Wands represents sort of a mastery of action, a mastery of, and an embrace of movement and doing in the world, which is a positive outcome. This would be a positive outcome from here. And so if we had something really negative here, I would be able to say, well, then we avoid this. But because we have something really positive here, I can say, so we embrace this Queen of Wands energy within us, and that is what's going to move us out of this distracted place. And then when we're all done, I flip this over, and we bring in some energy from the King of Cups. We say this is also energy that is present in this scenario, that this is also something going on here that is sort of casting a shadow over the whole thing. So yeah, that's how I would do a reading for another person. I hope that made some amount of sense and wasn't just me rambling.